Sure. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm really excited to talk to you about this 24 softball season. It's going to be an exciting one. We're fresh off our 23 season where we had 40 wins. We played in the regional final, and we're just really 2 runs shy of forcing the going to super regionals. So I think the question in people's minds are, how are you going to replace Donnie Goburn and Jordan Fabian from last year's team? And I think we have some answers. We have gained 5 transfers that are here. We've got 4 excellent freshmen added to a group of seasoned returners that are going to really make for an exciting 23 season. Before I get talking about the team a little bit, I do want to recognize our coaching staff. Kevin McGuire is on staff now for his 3rd season, but his first year full-time. He's done a fabulous job with our defense. Katie Repley is also in her 3rd year. She leads the outfield and has really been heading our recruiting efforts. And if you've been following, the quality of recruits we're getting in right now are a direct reflection of the work that she's been doing behind the scenes with recruiting. And then we've added a new coach, Jake Epstein. He's our hitting coach this year, and that has been just a fabulous addition to our staff. I told Jake in the recruiting process at the time we were still recruiting Elena Vaughter, and I remember I'm talking to him on the phone while Elena's talking to people on campus, and I remember the day Jake was still deciding, and I texted him and I said, buckle up, get ready, we got Vaughter. And pretty soon after that he committed. So he's a hitting coach that thought, hey, we got a good pitching staff, I'll take this opportunity. But in all seriousness, Jake's been doing a great job, and watching our hitters in practice, you can see the development they've had working with him through the fall. So I'm really excited about just the staff that we have in place and then the team. I do have a few problems I've got to work through. I would tell you right now, the only positions I know for sure will be Riley Blampede in center field and Brooke Blankenship at shortstop. All the other positions on the field right now are up for grabs. We're deep, and that's exciting. So we've got 8 seniors on the team. We are going to be senior-led. We've got a lot of maturity, a lot of experience, and I think for me it's exciting that we've got decisions that we can make in terms of matchups, different pitchers we're going to face, and changes that we'll be able to make in our lineup. So I love the depth that we have with this team. The other thing I think is exciting is the confidence that this team has. They're a unique group. They've been fun. They're working hard. And I'm excited to get the season kicked off here in about 2 weeks.
Bev, you know how much pitching can mean, especially with Donnie having such a great season last year. What does it mean to have not only one great pitcher in Elena, but a couple, and really 2 to 3 pitchers, dominant pitchers that you can have this year?
Yeah, and you mentioned Donnie. She's here in her practicum. She's getting her master's degree. She's going to leave us here in March to go pitch professionally in Japan, so I'm really proud of what Donnie's continuing to do. But you're right. Having Elena Vaughter come in, you have a seasoned professional. She's an All-American pitcher with great experience who pitched in the College World Series last year. I mean, that just gives you an anchor on the staff. But I think she's going to be complemented by Bailey Bettenbaugh for us, who's a 5th-year senior from South Carolina. She was named to Union's Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame. And she had, I think, 9 or 10 wins for us last year. So she had some really quality wins for us. Notably, we've got 2 freshmen who were Gatorade Players of the Year. Sage Marjetko was outstanding this fall with our team, and I think she's going to have a breakout freshman year, and she's a great complement to what Elena brings to the mound. Regan Bennett is also a freshman pitcher. She's from Michigan, Gatorade Player of the Year in Michigan, and she's been fun to. She's a velo kid. She throws the ball hard, but I tell you, she's also going to hit. So she's a 2-way player for us that'll be really exciting. And then Jory Hurd will round out our pitching staff and give us some great innings. She's shown great improvement in her sophomore year here. So I feel very confident about the 5 pitchers that we have that will really complement each other in the circle.
Hey, Bev. Hope you're doing well. Looking back at that Tallahassee regional last year, you guys were able to win 3 games in, I think, the span of like 48 hours, right? It seemed like you guys were just playing game after game. Do you use that experience as, something like where you guys can, fight through adversity? And, do you use the way that last game went as motivation to, get back to where you want to be this year?
Yeah, and in fact, I would even back up a little bit to the SEC tournament. We went on a little burner there in the SEC tournament, and that run, I think, really gave our team the confidence that they still talk about today. In fact, Riley Blampede said something about she wants to play this entire season, her senior season, like with the confidence and attitude that they did in the SEC tournament. Because I think the SEC tournament, the run we had there really overflowed into the NCAA tournament and into the Florida State. So I do feel like the returners are back with that level of confidence they played with at the end of the season.
Coach, with your freshman pitchers, how ready do you think they are to pitch at this level? I know sometimes it can be a jump, for that first season, and do you anticipate seeing them in that first weekend?
Absolutely. We've gone live quite a bit, so they have had to be seasoned by our hitters, right? So they're out there pitching a lot. I certainly think you're going to see Sage in that role with a lot of innings under her belt, and AV obviously being the senior, being senior led on the mound with Bailey and AV. The freshman and Jory will be able to complement them.
You talked about recruiting and using the portal. How have you seen the transfer portal and the rise of NIL sort of change the world of college softball?
Well, I think you've seen it change the world of college athletics in general. I think specifically as a coach, you're really looking, your team can be year to year. And certainly we have benefited from the transfer portal. And it's just the new landscape. So, for example, when you need pitching, you can go into the portal and you can add pitching to your roster. If you have an injury, Denver Bryant's a perfect example. We thought we were going to be really thin in the middle. Denver Bryant was in the portal, and she really has come in and gives us instant depth and experience in the middle infield. So I think that's an example where coaches can really add straight to their roster.
Coach, with Oklahoma and Texas not yet in the conference, and no Auburn, no Alabama, no LSU on this schedule, is this the most manageable schedule you guys have seen in a while?
Well, I tell you what, there's nothing easy about an SEC softball schedule for sure. So adding Oklahoma and Texas in the years to come, it's a grind. And it's hard to explain, but you go through 24 games of top 10 opponents. Every weekend feels like a super regional opportunity. So like we said with the NIL question, people's rosters can change year to year, and there is no easy path through the SEC. It's a grind.
Over here.
Yes.
Hey, Bev. You talk about your recruits, how awesome the ones, not only the transfers, but the freshmen as well, Gatorade Player of the Years. What about South Carolina is your selling point for these kids, and why were you able to bring them over here? What enticed them?
Well, it's probably a little different for everyone. If you lined up all 23 of our players, you'd probably get 23 different answers, because certainly a lot of schools have facilities. They've got coaches, the scholarships, the academics. But we like to talk about our people. We think the people at South Carolina set us apart from other places. And I think, AV will be up here a little bit. The master's program here, I think, set apart for people. I just think it's the experience they're looking for. But I think at South Carolina, we like to say it's about the people. The people make the place.
Hey, Coach. Right here.
Hi.
Carly Shelton, incoming freshman. Just what have you seen from her? What stands out, and what do you think her role is going to be this year?
Carly Shelton is going to be an exciting story for you all. Carly graduated high school early to join us, right? She really should be a senior in high school this year. She took summer school classes and got herself ready to be here. I think she's a great addition, because if you come out and you watch practice, specifically come watch her take some BP, no part of you thinks she's a freshman. Right, she's come in with just a great deal of confidence and energy, and I think she's going to be a direct insert into our lineup this year. But, sometimes we have to remind ourselves she's 17. She's from Lexington High School.
Hey, Coach, can you take us through the recruiting process of how you guys landed Elena? And is there, you were mentioning her with Jake, is there any chance she hits this year, or probably just focus on pitching?
Actually, I think that was one of the selling points, and I'll let you ask her directly when she comes up today. But I do think it's one of the selling points is that she wanted to be a two-way player, and we felt like that's something she can do here. So she has put in a lot of time with Coach Epp in the cages and has been looking really good on the offensive side. So to me, I think it's exciting when you have a pitcher who hits. It gives you some opportunity to do some different things in the lineup. So I do expect that she will get plenty of ABs this year for sure. But the recruiting process for her was interesting because she was in Africa. She basically put her name in the transfer portal and then went to Africa. So it was an interesting process. We talked via text and then would schedule a call, but I would say, it was well timed. Our timing was really good to catch her at the right time for sure.
Hi, Bev. It's nice to meet you. Kind of sticking with the two-way player theme, I wanted to ask about Reagan, her being a younger player that's got the ability to hit and pitch. How do you manage that and also allow Elena's experience to kind of guide Reagan's first impressions of what a collegiate two-way softball player can be?
So two things there. Regan Bennett, it's tough to be able to pitch at this level and hit at the level and give it the time is tough. So we talk about that when we're scheduling practices. It's very important that we give the right amount of times in the right places. So for us, priority number one for her is going to be on the mound and pitching. Priority two would be hitting. But so maybe her defense might suffer a little bit, which Coach Kevin would argue against that probably. But I think that's the part is so much of it is a learning experience for freshmen. So for Regan Bennett to be able to have Elena as a mentor and to be able to see what this looks like. And I think just how she goes about her work every day, it's going to be great for her growth.
Coach, you mentioned the depth that you have, especially in the outfield. You got a couple of players that coming off injuries, but they were tremendous beforehand. Carly Henderson, I guess, missed last year with injury, and then Bree Warren was an all-conference player at A&M, then transfers here, wasn't quite the same last year. Are they both 100%, and do you expect them to be in that competition for the outfield if they are?
Yeah, absolutely. You've named some great names there. Carly Henderson has been looking fantastic in practice right now. So she's hitting the ball all over the place. She's healthy, feeling well. Same for Bree Warren. She's been fun to watch her development from the fall to now. So she offers us a great deal of power, too. I like the power I'm seeing from Bree Warren. And then I don't want to fail to mention Marissa Gonzalez, Rabbit, who had a fantastic season for us. She was on ESPN several times last year with really amazing catches in left field last year. And then we added one more transfer in the outfield in Kiana Jones, who transferred from North Carolina. She's on the Canadian national team, and she has a big arm in the outfield and has looked good at the plate also. So all of those players, like I said, we've got problems. I don't know if it's problems or just options. I have a lot of options, and I love that about our team is that we've got a lot of depth.
You mentioned with the portal, teams can be year to year and you can add instant depth. How have you seen that sort of constant rebuilding process affect freshman recruiting?
Well, I think the question has come up a lot with freshmen, and that's something that you have to communicate well as a staff is, what are your expectations for these freshmen? They want to know if they're going to play. How do they fit into what you're doing? And I think that's an ongoing communication. But I think the freshmen and the younger recruits have certainly felt the effects of the transfer portal for sure.
Got time for one more.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, Bev, I know how much the coaches of all the different sports here support each other. How excited are you for the success Lamont Paris and his guys are having, and especially the big win last night?
It was amazing, and for a few reasons. One, I love to see the students storm the court like they did. The fact that so many students were in the game And but I had been texting Lamont. I love the way his team's playing defense. It's exciting. So I want that experience. We talk about that in the recruiting process about how it's fun to be a student athlete here and go support each other. And you've got Coach Staley's program, Lamont's program. It's just it's a lot of fun right now. And I think just a few things for us. Our home schedule is going to be really exciting too. We've got 7 top 25 games. I think one of the differences between last year and this year is probably our non-conference schedule. And in my mind, I made the schedule so that we're in a position to host. So I think we've got the team to play that schedule and have the opportunity to host postseason. So that's the goal, and we've got those top 25 games that I think will help our non-conference RPI. Thank you.